Today I'm going to explain why Asta and Liebe are twins and devil-human hybrids, who exactly Astas and Liebe's father is, and the real reason why Asta was given away just one day before Licita found Liebe. Liebe was definitely not found by coincidence. I will also explain why Asta's father is in contact with Nacht and Julius and Astaroth. Black Clover, Asta's father, one of the rulers of hell, the time devil Astaroth, here in Yunami. To understand who exactly Asta's father is, we need to collect everything we know about Asta's father so far. A few weeks ago we made a video about Asta and Liebe, both devil hybrids and maybe even twins or part of one body. In the same video we said that Asta's father could actually be Astaroth, one of the three rulers of hell, the devil of time, and today we explain why. Starting with the information we have so far, we have to ask ourselves how exactly Asta and Liebe are related and why we assume that both are actually real siblings. First, the visual aspect. Both Asta and Liebe look completely alike. I mean, Liebe basically looks like a demonic version of Asta, and Asta looks like a human version of Liebe. This is an undeniable fact. Both have far too many similarities to call it a mere coincidence. Both are exactly the same size, have the same face and hair. And the fact that they are both 17 years old opens the question of whether they were both born on the same day as well. To find out when someone was born, we always need to check the official source that Tabata gives us. In this case, we need to compare Asta's character profile to Liebe's. And here it's interesting to see that Asta was dropped off by Licita on October 4th, which is listed as his birthday, but it's not the day he was born. If we check Liebe's character profile, we can see that his birthday is the day he met Licita. This is October 5th, the day he woke up at her house, which means she met Liebe just a day after dropping off Asta. This is important. There has to be something more to it, something deeper that we don't understand yet. The reason Asta was given away has to be related to the fact that Liebe was supposed to be found by Licita, which was no coincidence. So Asta was not given away because Licita was dangerous for him, but for some other reason why Asta wasn't safe to stay with Licita, which must also be related to the fact that Liebe was thrown from the underworld, so that Licita had to pick him up only one day after she had left Asta. We know that Liebe woke up in Licita's house the next day, which means he was kicked out of the underworld the same day Asta was given away, making the situation even more obvious. Think about it. Asta survived 9 months in Licita, and not only that, he was created inside her, made from her genetic and exposed to Licita's disease from the first day of his biological creation. She personally took Asta to a church even though she lives outside of all villages. We have all seen what she did to a little snake in just a second that got just a little bit too close to her. Imagine what she would have done to a newborn baby if that baby hadn't been immune to her abilities. That means Asta has to be immune, and the reason he was given away has to be different from what we have previously assumed. Let me make that clear. It doesn't seem like Licita found Liebe by accident just a day after she dropped Asta. Licita loved Liebe from day one like he was her own child, which gives us the idea that Liebe could actually be her biological child. After Licita found Liebe and brought him to her house, she said that she recently found the 5-leaf Clover Grimoire, Licht's Grimoire, and we know that she dropped Asta at the church just the day before, which means that she either received the Grimoire on the same day or even before she dropped off Asta. And by this time, Licita already had the knowledge about the devils and knew the rumors about the 5-leaf Clover Grimoire. And she even knew that this is a 5-leaf Clover Grimoire, even though no one can see the 5-leaf Clover Grimoire because the Grimoire is too filthy. So how can Licita know that this is a 5-leaf Clover Grimoire? Only if someone told her about this. So who could possibly have told Licita about all these devil things and made her such a good impression that she began to believe that not all devils are evil just because they are a devil? Obviously only a devil himself could have given Licita all this information, and most likely also give her the 5-leaf Clover Grimoire. It makes sense that Licita had a good experience with the devil before, so now she knows that not all devils are evil just because they are a devil. And here we can start putting things together. With the information that Asta was not given away because Licita was dangerous to him, but most likely for another reason. And the fact that after just one day, she found Liebe while she was already fully prepared to raise a devil. With all the knowledge of devils and even a 5-leaf Clover Grimoire, we can assume that the devil who met Licita before all this happened told her that either Liebe was thrown out of the underworld or that he must throw Liebe out of the underworld himself. Otherwise, Liebe would not survive survive due to the cruel hierarchy. Logically, Lucifero would notice it due to his ability to interfere with all devils. So if Lucifer heard of a devil who is able to live in the human world without having a contract, then he will obviously be looking for that devil, and Asta will no longer be safe with Licita. That said, Licita had to leave Asta to take care of Liebe because of Lucifero, while she was prepared for the day when Lucifero would come for Liebe. That is why she had received the 5-leaf Clover Grimoire from the devil she had met earlier to see Liebe one day in case Lucifero would come for Liebe. So she may even have received this Grimoire for the very same reason she used it. When she faced Lucifero, she said, "This time I won't let go," and thought of Asta where Lucifero tried to take away her second child. This suggests that there is a possibility that she had to give Asta away because of the danger that Lucifero will visit her one day because of Liebe. And this time she will not let go of her second child because of the same devil Lucifero. This time she will fight to protect him. And with the similarities between Asta and Liebe, the visual aspects, the fact that Nacht said Asta himself has a deep connection with his devil, the point that Asta was given away on the same day Liebe was thrown from the underworld, and that Licita loved Liebe like her own child from day one. All of this points into one direction. Asta and Liebe must be real siblings, most likely twins, both children of Licita. One devil hybrid was created inside Licita, and the other, the human hybrid, was born in an egg in the underworld. At least, this looks like an egg. If they are really siblings, then their father must logically be a devil, and likewise their father must be the devil who met Licita before all this happened. The one who told her to give away their son Asta because Liebe was either thrown of the underworld by Astaroth himself, or he witnessed that Liebe was thrown out of hell by another devil, so that Licita has to take care of him. Otherwise he would not survive the human world either, and will be completely exposed to Lucifero. So Asta's father gave Licita the 5-leaf Clover Grimoire so that one day she could protect Liebe in case Lucifero found him. Just a quick thank you again, 12,600 subscribers, we gained so insanely fast, thank you. And if you wanna join us, subscribe to our channel, notification bell on, otherwise YouTube will not notify you. Let's continue. But why Astaroth? Astaroth and Beelzebub are the only two devils who could do things without Lucifero being able to notice, as they are all equally in the devil hierarchy, so Lucifero cannot interfere with them. Astaroth is the devil who, according to demonology, is actually not evil. Astaroth is described as a devil who even cares about people, often even preferring to take on a human appearance. That way he could have met Licita and possibly even fall in love with her. Obviously a human hybrid would not survive in hell, especially without magic, so Astaroth would have the best interest in getting Liebe out of the underworld. That's why I thought that Asta's father himself threw Liebe out to protect him. But then I saw the anime version of this incident. I saw a devil who looks pretty ordinary to me and even seems a bit annoyed by Liebe. The whole atmosphere didn't really make me feel that this devil could be Astaroth, one of the 3 kings of hell. And secondly, I didn't feel that he had a father-son relation to Liebe, even if he was acting like he was cruel to him for other devils to believe him. But then I saw this symbol on his devil tail. It's the same symbol that Liebe has. We know that tail symbols represent magic or personality, and the fact that a devil as unique as Liebe has the same symbol as the random devil who threw Liebe against the underworld gate actually gave me the idea that my thought might be true, and that devil was Astaroth turned into another devil and pretended to be evil. But as I said, it could just be a random devil who threw Liebe out of the underworld and Astaroth just noticed it. Both is theoretically possible. We shouldn't pay too much attention to anime information anyways, but it's worth to mention it. You all know me, I don't like making random theories that don't match my other theories. So when I do theories, they should possibly never contradict anything I said before. In fact, they should support all of my other theories. So how do we connect this theory with the one that Astaroth is in contact with Julius? Therefore, we have to take a quick look at Julius Nova Chrono, and thus the ability to transform. If time magic gives you the ability to transform, then most likely Astaroth can transform himself too. And that's exactly how he is described in demonology. He can transform and often even takes the form of a human. And here's what makes it all very strange. Theoretically, Astaroth could be everyone. With his ability to transform himself, he could be the devil who threw Liebe against the gate of the underworld, and at the same time he could be even Julius Nova Chrono himself, just like Julius Nova Chrono transforms himself to this old lady. In theory, Julius could be Astaroth himself, only in human appearance, because he doesn't want to be associated with devils and doesn't want to live in the underworld. To understand this idea of why Julius should be Astaroth, we need to look at demonology and find out that Astaroth, along with Beelzebub and Lucifer, is one of the three rulers of hell. We have already explained why Beelzebub is Xenon's devil and Lucifero is Dante's devil. The reason Venica couldn't be possessed by Astaroth is because in demonology, Astaroth is described as a good devil with no evil intentions. If someone with evil intent tries to summon him, he will not obey. This is why Venica was forced to take Megicula, as Astaroth refused to help. In addition, it is described that Astaroth is more interested in human affairs than those of the devils. Astaroth doesn't like the devil's hierarchy and stands for equal treatment. And if we now compare these character points to Julius Chrono, we see that Julius, just like Astaroth, has time magic and can transform just like Astaroth. And we see that Julius doesn't like the inequality of people's social classes. This system is not different from the devil hierarchy in the underworld. Astaroth and Julius are extremely similar and both want to stop discrimination. We also know that Julius actually has the ability to block certain magic, as he always blocks the magical channel that allows Marks to communicate with him, which explains why Astaroth could be around Licita if he would have the same ability. We also know that Gaja fought the devil and that the scar he got on his face was made by Das Devil, but they didn't mention that it was Megicula. That means it has to be another devil. And as soon as we heard about it, Julius confirmed that he had fought against Gaja. And together with the fact that Julius is already suspected of having some kind of contact with devils, it only becomes more suspicious that Julius is Astaroth or has contact with Astaroth and was the one who fought Gaja. But of course, it could also just mean that Astaroth and Julius began to be in contact with each other because of their resemblance. We will leave this open as we really have no evidence that Julius is Astaroth himself, possessed by Astaroth, or just in contact with Astaroth. But if Astaroth and Julius have a connection, then how is Julius connected to Asta in this theory? This is very easy to answer. It is due to the connection with Nacht. Because we know that Nacht is Julius' private spy in the Spade Kingdom. And if we look at the tragic incident that happened many years ago when Nacht tried to summon Lucifugus, the ruler of the underworld government and the one who is loyal to the three rulers of hell, Morgan cancelled the ritual but had to sacrifice himself. So Nacht asked God for help, and then it seemed like an entity had started talking to Nacht. Of course Nacht could have talked to himself, but it happened so suddenly and the choice of words just doesn't seem like Nacht could have talked to himself. But what we can say for sure is that after Morgan's death, Asta must have been around 7-10 years old. This is exactly the same age when Nacht started to observe Asta. He knew about Asta's anti-magic and the devil in Asta's Grimoire. Somebody must have told Nacht about Asta. That somebody obviously needs to be someone who knows about Asta and Liebe. The only person who can know this is Licita, who is dead, and Asta and Liebe's father, who is most likely the devil Licita met before, the devil Astaroth. So this means Astaroth was the one who contacted Nacht. And after that, Nacht suddenly even had close contact with Julius Chrono, became his private spy in the Spade Kingdom, and started observing Asta. Let me know in the comments what you think of this video, and if you enjoyed, please leave a like. It really supports us a lot. Subscribe for more Black Clover content and don't forget to turn on the notification bell, as YouTube will not notify you if we upload a new video, and we plan to upload many good videos this week. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye.